Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 11, Lesson 89, and it's the last lesson of the unit. Today we're talking about numbers and numerals, when to spell a number out in words, and when to write it in figures. It seems small, but getting it right is one of those touches that makes writing look careful and professional. There are just a handful of clear rules, and once you know them, you'll never hesitate again. Let's dig in. Here's the core idea for writing numbers. If a number is small enough to write in just one or two words, you spell it out. 12 guests. That's one word, so we spell it. But 1,204 guests would take more than two words to spell, so we switch to numerals instead. Hold on to the shape of it. One or two words, spell it. Otherwise, use numerals. When the words start piling up, that's your signal to reach for the digits. Now, one rule that never bends. A number that begins a sentence is always spelled out, no matter how big it is. Watch. 1,500 fans filled the arena. Even though 1,500 is a large number, because it opens the sentence, we spell it. You never open a sentence with a numeral. It just looks wrong to the eye. If spelling it out feels clumsy, you have an easy fix. Rewrite so the number moves later. The arena held 1,500 fans. Now the digits are perfectly fine because they're no longer first. Either way, the principle holds. If it starts the sentence, always spell it out. Some numbers almost always appear as numerals, and dates, addresses, and exact times are the big three. For a date, we write the day and year in figures. March 3rd, 2020. For a street address, the house number is always a numeral. 48 Maple Street. And for a precise time tied to AM or PM, use numerals too. The bus leaves at 7:30 a.m. Page numbers work the same way. Page 12, not page 12. These are the everyday details a reader wants to grab at a glance. So dates, house numbers, and clock times all take numerals. Percentages and money lean on numerals as well. When you report a percentage, use the figure. About 45% of the class agreed. Money that mixes dollars and cents also wants numerals, written with the dollar sign. The ticket cost $12.50. There is a gentle exception, though. A simple amount you can say in one or two words may be spelled out, like 40 cents or $100. But the moment you have dollars and cents together, or a decimal, or a percent, use numerals for percents, decimals, and dollars and cents. Here's a subtler point that trips people up: consistency. When several numbers appear together in a series, they should match in style. Look, we packed 3 tents, 8 sleeping bags, and 24 snacks. On its own, 3 tents could be spelled out. But 24 is too big for 2 words, so it forces numerals. And because 24 needs digits, so every count uses digits. We don't mix the two. It would look messy to write 3 tents, 8 sleeping bags, and 24 snacks. So the rule is simple. If one item in a series needs a numeral, make them all numerals. One more habit worth building: ordinal numbers, the ones that show order, like first, second, and third, are usually spelled out when they appear in ordinary running text. She finished second in the long race. We wouldn't write that with a digit. Second simply reads better as a word. Same here. We studied the 21st century. The exception is a numbered street or a date, where figures rule. But in plain prose, first, second, third stay as words, not first, second, third. So let ordinals like first and second stay as words. Let's fold everything into a quick check. First, can you say the number in 1 or 2 words? If so, spell it out. Second, does it start the sentence? Then spell it out, always. Third, is it a date, an address, a time with AM or PM, a percent or an amount of money? Those take numerals. And keep every number in a series in the same style. Don't let one stray from the rest. Run through those questions and your numbers will look clean and professional every time. Let's practice. Time to practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with a blank and 2 ways to write the number. You decide which one is correct. Think about the rule behind each. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. Blank runners cross the finish line first. This number starts the sentence, and a number that opens a sentence is always spelled out. So the answer is 200. Our class raised blank for the shelter. This is an amount with both dollars and cents, and those take numerals with a dollar sign. So the answer is $42.50. She lives at blank Oak Avenue. That's a house number in an address, and house numbers are always numerals. So the answer is 17. Nice work. This second set brings in ordinals, consistency in a series, and small spelled out numbers. Same idea. Read carefully, pick the correct form, and pause before I reveal each answer. He came in blank in the spelling bee. This is an ordinal in ordinary running text, and ordinals like this are spelled out. So the answer is third. The recipe needs 2 eggs, 4 cups of flour, and blank olives. The other numbers in this series are already numerals, so to stay consistent, this one must be a numeral too. So the answer is 12. The museum displayed blank paintings. 40 is a number you can write in a single word, so we spell it out. So the answer is 40. Let's gather what we learned about numbers and numerals. Spell out any number you can write in 1 or 2 words, and always spell out a number that begins a sentence. Reach for numerals when you're giving a date, an address, an exact time, a page number, a percentage, or an amount of money. And 2 finishing touches. Keep the numbers in a single series consistent, all words or all figures. And let your ordinals, first, second, third, stay as words in ordinary running text. Get those habits down and your writing will look polished and clear. That wraps up Unit 11. Nicely done. And I'll see you in the next lesson.